Okay, how y'all doing? We're pulling this lift off today of why you don't want to lift up this high. 1 inch would be fine. You probably wouldn't bind up everything, but we're binding up the stabilizer bar links front and rear. We maxing out the axles on the front completely. I go down the road and it pops in both axles. There's only 3 balls in the upper part of the axle where it goes into transmission, so it's putting stress on everything, including your bushings. Bushings front and rear are maxed out. You can adjust the ones on the back, you can adjust one on the front. Well, actually, you can adjust both of them on the front, but it's going to tear this car up. So there's no point in me doing this. If I want to take it out one time, I'm going to throw both those front axles out of this thing. I got 11.5 inches on the rear, or the front, 11 inches on the rear. Of course, Subaru sag, who cares? Drag her on through. I'll show y'all some videos taking this thing without the lift. But I do have the front bumper off, but I mean, we are maxed out. Let me go underneath here and show you. The stabilizer bar link is all right like that, but whenever I start going up and over stuff and that wheel drops down, that thing will kick over. I'll show you with it completely off the ground here in a little bit. And I'm pulling this lift off I just put on yesterday, and it was a bear to put on. It sucked. One person is not fun on this thing. I mean, I was pushing everything as far as I could, had the axle pop out on the front also, and I knew that was going to happen. Luckily I only had one, but I'm probably going to pop them both out by accident trying to get this thing back off here. I'm going to try not to. And you can't put a jack underneath of it or a ratchet strap on to keep it folded in, because you can't get the strut on because of how much pressure you have to push down on the bottom. So get them off, we're going to try to put the jack underneath and try to just pop them out. Hopefully that will work, or a ratchet strap. But the rear wasn't too much of an issue. You ain't gonna pop an axle on the rear, let's put it that way, but it was a bear just to get the doggone thing low enough to get the bolts in for the strut itself, where it connects to the knuckles. All right, and I'll show y'all how much it all binds up. It's also on the other video too, but like I said, I'm done with this. This 2-inch lift is too much. We're doing a 1-inch lift. If I wind up doing it later, I might just fabricate some stuff and make a little lousy 1-inch lift myself. That way I got a little more ground clearance, but it ain't worth me sinking the money in. So I'm debating back and forth just to run it factory or not. And I'll get some measurements here in a few after I get it dropped down and show you a couple more things in here. Okay, here's what I did. I just put the jack underneath the rotor right there, pulled it up that way to get it off. You cannot do this putting it on, because you're going to have to push down on everything in order to get the strut on a 2-inch block. Like I said, I think a 1-inch would be perfect for this. I ain't doing it because I like the way it rides factory. All right, now, as you can see, our control arm, I'll move that bar out of the way, our stabilizer bar, not our control arm, is totally out of whack whenever it's fully extended. Like if you're going over rough areas or something, it's gonna be overextended. The lower control arm is pretty much hitting the bottom of your, well, this one has a I guess it's a kind of a crash thing to stabilize the whole body too, but it's hitting it. The axle is overextended completely to the max, because like I said, both axles were popping coming up the road. Now if y'all want to adjust this a little bit, there is a nut and bolt right here. You break that loose while it's fully extended, like right now. And well, I mean, not like right now, you got to do it while it's on the ground, and then you will loosen or tighten that back up. You loosen it while it's off the ground, tighten it back up. As you can see, it ain't too fun to get to. There's another one that holds this back piece back there, a nut back there. You would loosen it, and that way you don't tear your bushings up. But this thing is going to tear up ball joints and stabilizer bar links. Now you can't take off your stabilizer bar. It is going to roll like a turd on wet grass or something. But I'm gonna put this one back on, and we'll head to the rear and show y'all how hard that one's gonna be. It should be pretty fairly easy to get off. I had this off in probably about 10 minutes, and I'll have the new one back on as soon as I get these taps off, because those are my taps. Those ain't going back, so I'm sending these back to Amazon, let them have them back, whoever the heck sold them to me, and I might fabricate something later. All right, we'll get on with the rear. Okay, I wanted to show y'all. Now I did put a rusty rotor on here. Somehow it damaged the other rotor and warped it. So apparently whenever I was beating the heck out of all this trying to get it all together, our stabilizer bar link is not binded anymore. Our control arm is not hitting anymore. This is full extension where I have it up. Everything bolted back up good. Got the nice pretty new rusty rotor on there. And Also, you will have to have a front end alignment, because when the suspension is dropped down that far, this is going to tow in your front wheel, the front of your wheels, and cause a big problem. I felt it going down the road. It drove like crap. But I just want to let y'all know why not to lift these. They handle a lot better whenever they're down to the ground. They're kind of balanced right and everything. We're heading to the rear finally now. I'm going to switch it out, let y'all know how hard it is. I already got both these sides done on the front. It was pretty easy taking them back off. All right, well, let's head to the back. Figured I'd show you all this. I had the crowbar in, showed y'all how I got this in there last time. This is extended all the way down. I can't push it no further with that bar. And right there is how much you all have to move it to get it up in the hole. So that's why I had to take the crowbar from the other side and put it in here and put it up against, there's an arm underneath there, you can't right there, and had to pry it there to get it up high enough while I'm sitting on the other piece to get it in the bolt holes, and then I had to beat it around and everything else. So it's overextending everything, so it's putting pressure on this whole car. Now you can put the other lift on and drop down your pumpkin and your transmission and all that, and it will level up your axles and everything. But the thing is, you just lost ground clearance, because you just you're going to hit your pumpkin. You just dropped all that down. The only thing you can do is put bigger tires on to get you more ground clearance, so it's kind of pointless. But we'll show it to you once I get this back together and get these stupid lift pieces off here. And I'm broke, so I don't feel like spending any more money just to lift this thing and have it ride like crap. And we will get on with show you how much ground clearance I lost by pulling off the lift, and we'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, and here's the verdict at the end. We have 10 at the front and 9.5 on the rear on the Suburban, on the Subaru Forester. As you can see, it does need about another 1/2 inch on the back, but it's only sagging about 1/2 inch, and got everything off in one piece, but definitely don't recommend it to nobody. And we'll walk around to the other side. And my opinion is, if you want something to take full wheel on their side, either leave it stock or go get you a bigger four-wheel drive if you want to go through some more mud holes or something, and what this little thing will actually go through. This is fun for trail riding and playing around a little bit. I don't take it through no stomping mud holes or anything, so I'm going to need something real big to get through. And if I think I need to make it through it, I'll just floor it even faster before I get to the mud hole and wide open while I'm in it. Okay, well, there's y'all's video. It wasn't much of a lift, even though they did say 2-inch lift kit. It raised it, what was it, 9.5, so 10.5. Yeah, it was, that ain't no good. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 11.5 on the front and 10 on the rear, or 10.5 on the rear, or something like that. Well, either way, it sucked. It wasn't worth putting on, and it drives a lot better. When the lift was on there, it sucked real bad. I mean, it was all out of whack, and all the bushings, you could hear them squeaking, everything rattling, making noises. Ain't a single peep coming from it right now, even as old as this thing is, and it has 206,000 miles or something like that on it. Well, y'all enjoy, have a good day, see you on the next one.